Pants cozy in his nest box. Blot relaxing in his. DC still eating lunch. Firma and Sarah still eating. Diamond and Teasel being bothered by Serket. This is a normal argument with a barrier. We'll move to this angle so that you can see basically what the birds are saying. This is normal. Yes, they are trying to snap at each other's faces. And Titan is straight up just watching like Caesar. Serket is hoping to impress her. By driving Teasel and Diamond away and taking Tall Nest. If I were to allow him to do this and move Teasel and Diamond down here into downstairs big nest, Serket would not be satisfied with that. Because this space has been Serket and Titan's the longest. And he would want it back. Which means he would fight Teasel to run him off to get this one too. And from Serket's perspective, Teasel could have neither. Pigeons are assholes. Everybody in here is set up basically according to their size. Titan is the biggest, at nearly the size of a bantam chicken. So she gets this big enclosure with the biggest toy and the biggest mirror. Teasel and Diamond are both pretty large, so they get the second biggest. Well, no, this enclosure is exactly the same size. The nest is exactly the same size. The toy and the mirror are the only difference. I prefer to have larger birds on the ground and smaller birds higher off the ground because in their smaller enclosures, a larger bird could have rattled the stack and potentially made it fall. Now, of course, they can't do that with a stack of kennels this large, but still. They're set like this because that's the order in which I'm going to break them down. Cirrus and Firma. Hi, Serket. Hi, Serket. Cirrus and Firma are significantly smaller than Titan and significantly smaller than Teasel and Diamond. So they are in this enclosure on the bottom, this 36-inch. DC and Blot are roughly the same size, but they are bigger than Pants. Pants, being the smallest bird, gets the smallest kennel. DC is going home on the 31st, and when he does, instead of breaking down his kennel, Blot will move into it, Pants will move into Blot's, and that smallest enclosure gets broken down and taken outside. I know, Blot, I hear you. Serket also hears Blot. Now it's your day to stay out. I'm not going to close you in anymore. There's nobody you can actually get into physical altercations with. They're all kenneled. That's how this should run. Everybody gets flight time while I'm cleaning, and when I'm done cleaning, the bird whose day it is to stay out gets the rest of the day out to themselves. Look at him. He is actively trying to find a way in here to antagonize Diamond. There isn't one. Eventually, Teasel will also realize that there isn't one. Serket is being the antagonist here. But this isn't something I need to intervene in. I don't usually sit with the birds this long, but since he is this active, it's a good opportunity to film. And it's a good reference for what normal territorial aggression looks like. Serket is somewhat obsessed. Because Teasel is his biggest rival. Married pigeons are higher ranked in their flock than single pigeons are. Serket has such a large wife that he doesn't really need to defend her. She defends herself just fine. Which frees him up to do a bit more fighting. He is very inclined to start shit. Don't worry, guys, I was never monetized in the first place, nor do I plan to be. Now Serket's just minding his own in the highest perch he can get to. Buddy, ow. No, you can't face through the bars. Big man. Watch Serket's little face. Ready? Teasel does like looking at himself in the mirror, and he did get a little distracted here. But did you see the way his eyes moved from the mirror to Serket? He is trying to figure out an angle of approach. Can he through the bars? Is there a way he can get to Serket and teach him a lesson for stressing his wife? Answer to that question is no. Serket knows the answer to that question is no. And he is taking full advantage. This isn't one of his favorite places to stand. That plant stand is. He is on this one specifically to bother Teasel. Titan doesn't really care where they are. Titan's just standing where she's comfortable and preening her wings. And Teasel is half preening to self-soothe and half keeping an eye on them to make sure they don't go after Diamond again. Not that they can, but they have both put such a concerted effort into trying that he is a little bit on high alert right now. Well, he's gonna go comfort Diamond. I don't know why I get those two confused so frequently. He gonna take his turn on the egg and let her off?